And the number 9, whenever I see a number 9 in someone's number pattern, I'm always encouraging them, be very universal in your thinking. Don't be exclusive. It's an inclusive number. It's a large, large number that says all religions are one, all people are one. So I'd like to think that she can get there in her inner being. She also, it's interesting because that first 9, so we've got the October, which is 10, and the 26th, there gives the first 9. 2016 is also an ending. So if I were doing just her simple numerology one-on-one, I would say, Hillary, this is a cycle of closure for you. Pay very close attention to your health, to your well-being, really for the next several months, easily through April and perhaps well on until her birthday in 2017. It's a bit of a precarious time health-wise for her. Now, in Chinese, she came in under the year of the pig, because that's what 1947 is. She's the year of the pig. And pig is generally a very favorable sign. It's considered a lucky sign. And I think she's had a lot of luck. You need hard work, but you need a lot of luck to get to the top of something in the United States called presidency. It's a combination of hard work and luck. Luck being who's supporting you, who's helping you pay for it. So there's a lot of luck involved. And she's a fire pig. She's a yin fire pig. So the fire, again, is that kind of she can stir things up when she needs to. The month that she came in is a yang metal dog, which probably gives her the ability to concentrate and be strong in her thinking. And I actually watched a couple of videos from her a long time ago. And a long time ago, I think perhaps she really was for the underdog and did have people's best interests at heart. My concern is perhaps along the way that got a little bit disjointed. But again, it remains to be seen. The day she came in is what we call a yang earth tiger. Now, a yang earth tiger is very sexual. Very, very sexual. And her Western astrology echoed that with reason for me to be wondering what is the truth of all of these things that are surfacing and how much actually could possibly be the truth. However, on the real upside, that yang earth tiger, tigers can kind of slide in and out of things, which she has. She's slid in and out of things, again, for better or worse, because in life, you and I have slid in and out of things. Could be you just missed that car accident. You talked your way out of the F that you were supposed to get in class. So we're all sliding in and out of things. But that does bring strong, strong sexual energy. The hour, now again, I took the hour that she has proclaimed is the time she came in, is a yang water dog. And this gave me a little more concern for her health, because we've got now 2 dogs appearing in these pillars. Dog is a worrisome creature and can be a bit pessimistic and suffer from overthink in addition to everything. Well, all of that tends to undermine your health. And if you watch some of the videos of her in many of the last segments over the past 6 months, her health did not look good. I mean, all you had to do was look objectively. Her coloring looked off. Her skin looked off. And some of this actually was happening in the cycle of autumn metal, where she did seem to have a heavy cough. I've read some reports that say she actually had pneumonia. It is possible that she did have pneumonia and was on very, very strong medication, because her actual physicality is not particularly robust. It just is what it is. And I'm not being partial. I'm just kind of spelling it out from what I see. The other guy, his physicality is robust. It's how he was encoded. This is how she is encoded. So my caution to her would be, she needs more rest. She needs to take very good care of her physical body. Alcohol and drugs are not her friend because there's too much water here. And so even an antihistamine could potentially really throw her upside down. When she was conceived, it was a day of what we call metal ox. And this is what gives her the determination. This is what does give her a good intellect to really retain all the, well, as much as the facts and figures that you could possibly retain in that kind of office. Because the stuff changes minute to minute. Who could possibly retain it all? Who would retain it all? So in an odd way, I can almost see why she wouldn't particularly be aware of all the emails and all of the craziness that went on about that. And from this, I would pretty much suspect there's still more hidden with the emails, simply because there's a whole lot of metal here. And metal writes things down, and they communicate. And I go back to her numerology, this number 30. She's going to communicate. So there's reason why, yep, it probably happened. Yep, she probably doesn't remember it. Her life energy field has to do with, here comes the rooster, earth rooster. A rooster can kind of dig its little claws into the earth and get down and dirty, and then strut its stuff and give the cock-a-doodle-doo. So they both have some very strong points as to why they are each as they are at this time. Now, Hillary has, in Western astrology, it would actually put her sun in Scorpio. However, in a system that I use, which is more ancient, her sun is not in Scorpio, it's in Libra. Now, what I do when I see this kind of duality, I kind of try to marry them a little bit happily so they can live happily together. But the Scorpio, because there's still that flavor of Scorpio under one system, there again is the acerbic, out to get you, stinging, out to kill you if I need to, because it's that Scorpio energy. And she would shoot from the hip, as now you can see, they both have reasons astrologically why they are capable of doing this. Some of us are not encoded this way. I can't shoot from the hip to kill you. It would kill me first. I'm simply not encoded that way. So you kind of have to read the coding. But the Libra, if I look at it more from the Libra energy, well, one of the things that I do notice about her, because of my love of beauty and feng shui and all things that are in harmony, generally, she is very well put together clothing-wise. Whether you like her or not, she can look very, very... She chooses her clothing well, and those who help her choose the clothing. Good choices to generate a sense of balance and beauty and harmony. And that would come from the Libra energy. And that would be the piece of her that actually does want peace, that actually does want harmony. She also has her moon in Pisces. And the moon in Pisces is one of these, there's a few things here. Pisces is the highest of highs and the lowest of low signs. There's like no happy medium with the Pisces energy. On the high side, it's kind of going to save the world. It has only the good intentions for humankind. It wants people to do well. On the low side, we have every kind of perversion possible. You've got drugs, you've got alcohol, you've got corruption, you've got deception, you've got lies. Big time, big time. And if you couple either of those sides with her 30, which is where that initial, her initial numerology is, the 0 exacerbates any which way. So she's either going to be the healing savior if she gets into office, or she won't make it until election day. She'll be gone, because the low side would kick in. And it's still anyone's guess what will happen here. As Donald is this Lee South energy, Hillary is the West group. So Donald is what we call the East group energy. Hillary is the West group in Feng Shui. And the West group tends to be very interested in learning. They tend to be a bit more philosophical, whereas the East group tend to be the doers. Let me move the mountain right now, where the West group might say, let me cogitate and figure out how I can move the mountain. Give me some days to plot it out and take a teaspoon and then see how it feels, move it over a little bit. And the East group goes for the juggler, though, let's get this mountain moved right now. And that, I think, you're seeing in both of these candidates. Donald, in his impetuousness, is saying, let's move the mountain right now. Let's change America. Let's get it great again. And Hillary is taking an approach of, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. Let's move it 1 teaspoon at a time. I can see it very clearly. I'm sure you can too. There's no judgment. There's no unkindness. It's just different temperaments. So Hillary, as Donald is Lee, Hillary is called Dui, and it's actually spelled Tui. And it actually means lake and the joyous one. So Hillary's got sort of this lake, meaning she should be as peaceful and still as the lake. Donald, the Lee South, actually means brightness, brilliance, shine. So they're coming at it from 2 different energy frequencies. Anybody have any question about that? Anybody want to comment? 321-806-3159. So I think you can get a sense that there is no black and white. Every single one of us is encoded for the livingness to express through us individually exactly how it wants to. And there really is no right or wrong. It's just what you're encoding. In this case, where we're trying to select someone to represent us as best we can, my concern all these, what seems now years and years this has gone on, but for these many, many months, my concern is people didn't stay still enough to actually do work to see what they actually feel about their life, make some changes, and then make a healthier choice about either one of these 2 choices. It's no accident that these 2 people are here. Soul-wise, they've earned this opportunity, if you can call it that. Many people would never, ever want to step into their shoes with this kind of opportunity. Much of it is not particularly fun. And I'm not even convinced in this country, which is actually a corporation, and if you'll do a little research, you will see it's a corporation. I'm not quite convinced that whoever is elected is not simply a figurehead anyway, because the corporation is run by hidden figures and hidden powerhouses and hidden corporations that have an agenda. So whoever gets in there is simply going to have to follow orders. So what's the big rigmarole? Allow these people their day in the sun. This is the role that they're thinking is great. So, all right, let it be. Let it be. Interestingly, in the year of the monkey, which we are in, we've been in this fire monkey year since